Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah for those of you who didn't know that. And today I am doing a video called How to Read While Still Kind of Get Your TV Shows Watched. Because I do watch a lot of TV shows each and every single month. And I think that like my average is around 30 to 40 episodes each month. Maybe because I have the TV Time app, and on there you kind of get the stats. I started in January with this TV show app, and so far I watched in January 10 episodes, February 39, March I watched 14, April 20, May 47, June 96, July 152, August 133, September 21, and in October I have so far watched 33 episodes. So, as you see, I watch a lot of TV shows, and when I'm not in a reading slump, I do tend to read a lot. For example, in June, I watched 96 TV shows, and I read 10 books. But then, how do I get time to do both of them, as well actually live my life? So my secret is kind of like everyone else, read while watching a TV show. However, it's not always really easy to do that. So I will explain how I kind of am doing it, so maybe you can pick up a few tips. So my biggest thing is that when I want to read and watch a TV show, I am very particular with which TV show I am choosing to watch. My favorite genre in TV shows are crime, and usually crime TV shows, a lot of things is happening. My favorite TV show is Criminal Minds, where things happen all the time. When I watch these types of TV shows, I don't read, because I know for sure that when I watch a crime show, I will watch the crime show and not read, because I find them really interesting. So that kind of says to me that when I watch a crime show, I won't get any reading done, because even though I have watched Criminal Minds like half of every episode that is out, I know that I want to follow along. And kind of the same with movies, if you like watching movies. If I watch a movie or a TV show that I have seen before, that I find it interesting, but I kind of can't follow along while reading, I will read. So I kind of choose rather TV shows that has things happening, but I can follow along while reading, like have it in the background and still kind of follow along what is happening. For example, I do tend to watch MasterChef Australia. And I can read while watching MasterChef because I don't need to follow along all the time. And I mean, average is around an hour with MasterChef, which means that one episode of MasterChef will be at least 45 minutes of reading because I maybe follow along for 15 minutes, really like, yeah, especially when like the judges judge, I follow. However, when they are like cooking, I just might glance over from time to time, but I still hear what's going on in the background. So that is basically one thing that I do. But I will say I am Norwegian. I do tend to watch Norwegian and Swedish shows. And if you are like me, someone that speaks another language than English and read, for example, I read sometimes Norwegian books. And when I read rather Norwegian books, I tend to, at least in the start, when you aren't that familiar with actually listening to two languages at a time, I would recommend, if you want to read in your native language, see a TV show in that language as well. Because I have seen TV shows over and over and read books while I'm getting really familiar with it. So I can watch a Norwegian TV show while reading an English book. However, in the start, this is really, really hard because you can get out of the story because you are listening to something in a different language while reading in a different language. And obviously, it can be kind of complicated. However, when you are kind of getting familiar with listening to, kind of reading in English, listening to another language, it gets kind of easier. So yeah, that is one tips if you are not like originally speaking English. And also, yeah, one good thing you can do to kind of learn to do this is start with a TV show that is familiar to you, that you have watched before, because that means that you can, like, you know what is going to happen in that TV show, and that makes it easier for you to concentrate on your book. The same applies to movies. I tend to kind of be able to read a book while watching a movie I have seen before. But if I haven't watched a movie before, I tend to only watch the movie and not read because I want to kind of know how the story continues on. I mean, you don't always have to do this after you kind of get familiar with it. Because I tend to choose and pick what TV shows I choose to read while, yeah, choose to watch while reading. For example, if I find kind of a TV show like a little drag, but I want to watch it, I tend to have a book and read, so I kind of get both things done. So yeah, if I don't find a TV show like really exciting, I will read because then I kind of get to watch the TV show and while kind of still get my reading done. So that is kind of my secret on how I kind of am able to watch a lot of TV shows and get a lot of TV shows done. However, I still have way too many left. I have like over 4,000 episodes left to see, and that is only the TV shows that are out now. So I really choose to pick, and for example, I can give you an example. If when I watched Criminal Minds, I don't read. But kind of when I watch something else, for example, I don't know. I have a lot of TV shows that I'm not like, haven't gotten into. For example, now people are going to like hate me, but Orange is the New Black, I have watched a few episodes and I'm not into that yet. So when I'm in the future choosing to pick that up, I might read at least until the episodes get exciting. So yeah, basically, I will say if you have your favorite TV show genre, maybe, and you really like and enjoy watching them and really want to follow along, then don't choose a book. But when you watch a TV show that you want to see, but you kind of don't have the, I'll say, motivation to see it, choose and read a book. At least this is good for those who can do two things at the same time. There are some people that can't have anything on while reading. And I know that I did a tag that says TV in the background or music. And I think I answered music in that because at that time I couldn't do this. But after like a few practices now, I am getting better at it. And right now I'm getting through a lot of TV shows while reading because I am very picky about what I choose to watch when I need to get reading done. And usually if I kind of want to watch Criminal Minds, I know that I need to schedule my reading later on that day. Because obviously, when I watch Criminal Minds, White Collar, Bones, and a lot of different crime shows, there is no way that I can read while seeing those because I find them really exciting. Because crime and mostly crime are my favorite TV show genre. But one of the things I will also say, maybe if you watch something really like a scary TV show, like I won't say that you can't do it, but maybe not choose the scariest book you have, because obviously that may not go so very well, because obviously you get scared by the TV show and scared by the book, so that might not always be your best option. So I will say kind of think about what you watch while reading, because if you read something scary, maybe, and you kind of get fast scared, then maybe like watch something a little lighter. But if you read something a little lighter, I mean, you can watch something a little lighter, but then if you want to watch something a little scarier, then maybe choose that while reading a little lighter book. So you kind of am thinking about that a little too. But now I'm rambling, and I should stop rambling. So and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to follow me on my TV Time app, I will leave like my name down below. And also all my social media are down below, as well as my other channel where I talk about basically everything else that isn't books. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!